he's been more creative. He's been more fearless in taking guys on 1v1. So we've definitely seen him expand different elements of his game this season.
He's been more vocal as well, if not to John Kerr, at least to others, including you and his teammates, and that's good to see as well. As we're underway, the ACC Men's Soccer Tournament. Everybody that is in the ACC, all 15 teams, make it, whereas on the women's side, where they pretty much control the entire top 25, only 6 make the women's side. Duke has made the semifinals in Kieran Hall's first year as the women's coach. Good tackle there by Bjornsson, which you like to see. That was Vukovic, rather. And we've got a whistle and a foul, and it'll be a free kick early doors here for Simpson. Quite a few changes for John Kerr from not the Chapel Hill game, but from the NC State game, where they really were not in that game against the Wolfpack last time you and I were in this booth.
Well, not only that game, just the latter half of the season just have really struggled so much to put goals on the scoreboard. I love this lineup. I think it gives a lot of experience. It gets players featured in positions where they'll be dangerous. Specifically, it allows Max Simpson and Jamie Kabusu out on the right to push up higher to get involved in the offensive third.
You saw that stat prior to those 2 goals against North Carolina. They had not scored, so just 2 goals in their last 5 matches. Kerr with the left foot, little flick around, and eventually ends up to the goalkeeper, Connor Lamb, who normally just plays one half. It is rare in the men's game to see a team go almost the entire season with switching goalkeepers at halftime, but Leonard Griffin basically said that we have 4 really good goalkeepers, and 3 of them have seen a ton of time.
Yeah, he was very confident. They have a 4 goalkeeper rotation. All of them have unique abilities and make this team better. Connor specifically is an extension of the coaching staff on the field. He's been so good on and off the field as a leader for these Bears.
There, Demora, the goalkeeper for Duke, was getting ready as Cal has earned an early doors corner kick here. Eric Demora, the redshirt senior, transfer from Monmouth. Right now, Cal setting up for a short corner.
Corner will be taken by number 6.
And looks like Duke knew that that was going to be a possibility as they send 2 players over to keep an eye on this corner. And now once Kerr knows that they're going to go ahead and hit it, he'll come back in. It'll sail over Kerr's head. The flick out will. Handled there by Cal. They sent back in, staying on side as it finds the head there of Luka Lukic, the transfer from UC Riverside by way of Serbia. And we've got a whistle as Lukic goes down.
Well, on the back side of that coming across, it's actually Cintayo Clements, a former Duke transfer. Young man I know very well. He had ironically, the first touch of the game for the Bears in defensive half, and he's getting involved offensively.
Good call, as it was Clements, who John Kerr admitted he was excited to see. Didn't play a ton at Duke, although you said late in his final campaign he got some more time, right?
Yeah, really came on his senior year, played up top at times, especially during the spring leading up to his senior season, but had some big defensive moments last year, ACC tournament as well as NCAA's. Just a phenomenal young man. Glad he was able to extend his career and play his grad season with Cal.
So it'll be a throw in for Vukovic, looking for Bjornsson. Hot and Kerr with the goals against the Tar Heels on Halloween night in Chapel Hill. Now Cal will send it long.
See Vukovic riding that ball out, waiting for some contact. I don't think the game starts until he gets a grass stain on his jersey, Dane.
So that touch a moment ago was from Rohan McElligott, wearing number 9, who was not part of the final lineup that Leonard Griffin gave me an hour before the game. So there will be a discussion with Leonard Griffin after the game, Cedric. I don't know if you want to be around to witness that or not.
A little gamesmanship from Coach over there.
Lukic with a good ball dropped in. Wow.
Hey, Dean, sometimes amazing things happen in warm-ups, right?
Oh, that's true. I like your optimism. Give him the benefit of the doubt. Good, well played, Cedric. I could learn a lot from you, my man. That shot way high and goes off the beautiful video board here at Koskinen. As it's Nishimura, the senior, spent some time at San Jose State University. Aceto over to Vukovic. Presses high here from Cal. They know what they've got to do. They did it last year, and basically they're asking their team to rinse and repeat and do it again.
And Dean, we see one of the keys for these Blue Devils, they're going to try to draw this Cal team out. We saw Cal playing a very high line of confrontation, yet Duke's still going to play out the back. That is strategic.
I'm going to go ahead and say it because I feel like it has to be said. Duke, win or lose, in my opinion, with an RPI right around 20, with the 11th ranked toughest schedule, with their only 2 losses being what they would call quad 1 losses, they're in. It's just a matter of probably won't get a home game if they lose, but to me, Duke's in. If you're right around 20 RPI right now and you're playing in the ACC, you're in. Are you with me on that?
Absolutely. I don't think there's any doubt that the Blue Devils have earned a deserved seat in this tournament. Now, of course, as you said, winning this game and potentially making a run will go a long way to potentially hosting, but they have to be in.
John Kerr Jr., his late great dad, John Kerr Sr., a true staple of the game. John Kerr Sr., I remember when I first moved here, I got my kids involved in rainbow soccer, and he was even around the soccer fields then, Cedric Burt.
That brings back some memories from childhood, Dean, the good old rainbow soccer.
Yep. Kabusu. We just talked about Duke needs a big game from Kabusu. Kerr! And Kerr basically playing a 9, like kind of a withdrawn 9. Gets a shot on it and almost slides in near post. Big time save.
Dean, you called this accurately. Jamie Kabusu has to get more involved. We see him continuing his run down the flank, receiving it back from Wolfie. Great ball across. Kerr's in position. That is a very good header for Drew Kerr. He did not miss by much. Have to give Connor Lamb credit for the save.
Big time save from Lamb as it even bounced up a little bit. Curled around by Kerr. Off the head of Bjornsson. Still alive. Bjornsson back across again. Cal having trouble clearing this one. Vukovic trying to get in there. He somehow gets a piece of it. Bjornsson back over there. And finally Cal will knock it out of bounds.
Dean, we see a heightened pressure from the Blue Devils tonight, especially in their offensive third right now. This is, part of their game plan in terms of execution. They have to get off to a hot start.
Did you add that hot start in there on purpose?
Hey, man. Great minds think quickly, right?
Here's Kenny Hott taking the corner. Hott with the right foot. Went near stick. It's going to be run down by Simpson, who had a nice game. Check out Pitt with an early goal at Clemson as Duke looking to host another game. That game will be linear, so that's what they call a punt for Cedric and Dean. But nonetheless, it'd be great for Duke to have another home game.
We're not salty at all about, right, Dean?
Aceto over to Vukovic. Now Simpson. That would be massive for Duke, though. They still got to win this game, and Cal is a very stingy team. They've only scored 12 goals on the season, but they've only given up 18.
Well, Dean, and you look at that Pitt-Clemson matchup. Clemson's already in as well. Pitt's got to continue winning to get in, so there's just a lot left to be determined in the ACC right now.
Here's Kerr, who has been part of what I would call a very sharp Duke team to start this game. Duke's looked good, Cedric.
They look very good. Very intentional in their game plan. They want to draw them out, as we see right now, close the space and then attack. Cal specifically does a great job of overloads in the midfield. Duke has a game plan tonight. If they overload the midfield, there's not space there, then they get expansive and utilize the wings. If they overload the wings, then they go back to the midfield. Continue making these guys think and move around defensively.
Here's Drew Kerr at that withdrawn forward, winning it. Kabusu's already made a great run. Kabusu, who put it right to Drew Kerr, who almost scored the first goal. So Kabusu is off to a good start, and they needed that from him.
Jamie Kabusu and Max Simpson should be the biggest benefactors of moving Drew Kerr up into that position, because it focuses more attention there, and the wings should be wide open.
That's a great point, and we'll keep our eyes out for that as Vukovic will take the throw. Another key is Burns back into the game. Trevor Burns did not play against NC State, and NC State's midfield just lit up Duke in that game.
That's such a good point, Dean. Trevor Burns, I mean, he's really been the guy that's solidified the midfield. You know, Kenny Hyde is the one that shows on the stat sheet and is extremely diverse as well, but just their interplay and positioning. Trevor does such a good job playing off of Kenny, getting in, especially defensively, and shutting down runs, so that makes a big difference.
There is Kenny right there with a good ball to Kabusu. I thought Kabusu might just turn and go ahead and try to attack again, because he's shown the ability to beat the outside back for Cal, and this one will roll all the way out of bounds. Duke, the 5th seed in the ACC tournament. Cal, the 12th seed. As we're at Freeman Field at Koskinen Stadium for this first round matchup. John Kerr Jr. These two teams met earlier during the 2025 campaign, ending in a 1-1 draw at Cal back on September 14th. Alessandro Arlotti, one of the two Italians not starting in this game, scored for Duke. I did ask Coach Kerr how the Italians dealt with the notion of not starting, and he said they were incredibly professional about it, and he thinks they'll be ready. It was good to hear that.
Absolutely. I mean, they're high caliber players and young men. They come with a ton of experience. They've all had success. They came to Duke knowing their role was to help this team essentially advance in the postseason, and they've done their part and will continue to do their part when they get their opportunities.
Silly foul from Vukovic at midfield.
We've talked about it all season. Vukovic just has to be careful, especially as we get in postseason and these fouls matter more and more. Just not a position on the field and a situation where you need to foul. Well, especially when you're in him and Park got into it a little bit earlier on the sideline, so I'm sure that's a continuation. Vukovic is an old school throwback center back. He's sending a message.
As much as he is an old school center back, he's like an old school hockey player too. Am I right?
He's a Bash brother on the soccer field.
Oh my. Good job by Duke to keep it alive. Acito will look for Kabusu, who comes back to get a piece of it. In the end, Cal ends up with it. They're in the 18 for a second. Nice drop by Cal. Another drop back over to Clemens. Clemens already had that pretty good header. So it's not like Cal has not had their chances either. Couple turns here, top of the 18. What a chip. Cal is in, still loose, and picked up finally there by Duke. As Eric Tamora, with a lot of players bumping around, Vukovic is down on the ground as well.
Dean, that was Cam Wilkerson, who I believe who got on the end of that, continuing his run through. And that wasn't far off. Vukovic was fortunate to not get a handball there. If Cam Wilkerson gets a better touch on that and gets it down where he can get it in striking position, that is a potential goal scoring opportunity.
So Vukovic will have the trainer take a look as Duke comes out in ostensibly a 3-5-1-1. Good look there at Cal's Cam Wilkerson.
And we see Vukovic again coming in to clear that ball, actually to disrupt it, knock it up a little bit. Then he comes through, and there's some contact there. And looks like he did.
He took a cleat to the face.
Yes, got a cleat to the face, yep.
So he's going to stay in the game for John Kerr, assisted by Michael Brady. Those two Silver Foxes have been around forever. Kyle Johnston and Tristan Wirbonsky also part of the Duke coaching staff. Leonard Griffin in his 7th season at Cal, 4th as the coach, and the former Bruin who also coached at UCLA. Really nice player, really nice man. Was at USF for a little bit, University of San Francisco, and obviously Cal not too far down the road in Berkeley. That job opened up, and you know, when it opened up, I don't think he had any idea that they were going to eventually be headed to the ACC. But man, he loves being in the ACC.
Really stressed just the pleasure it is interacting with coaches of such pedigree, teams that, to your point, Dean, back in the Pac-12 days, they wouldn't have seen, and having these matchups every year. So it's definitely expanded his recruiting ability, but also some scheduling conflicts, and just a different challenge than what he expected, to your point.
Bjornsson, and now Bjornsson called for the foul. As you see Vukovic out, Zabinko, who did start against NC State, will come in. Vukovic will be able to re-enter since he left based on what we'll call a head injury. So he can re-enter if he wants to, but I don't know. If I'm John Kerr, maybe I'll extend that and give Zabinko an extended look here, Cedric.
Yeah, honestly, giving Vukovic a few minutes to calm down. He's been in the middle of a lot of conflict in the last few minutes. Isn't the worst thing in the world. Zabinko's been great this year. He was a revelation during preseason, did not come in expecting to start, but earned it, and has played critical roles this season. So they're highly confident in him. This isn't a drop-off at all.
Great to have the wisdom of former Duke standout Cedric Burke, who is also the top man for Tobacco Road FC, which always plays good soccer and always includes a lot of Duke players. Kabusu, and they've also been a regular in the TST, the soccer tournament. What's the word on this go around, Cedric? You going to be back?
Well, not at liberty to officially say anything yet, but let's just say TST will be here for the next 4 years, and we expect to participate for the next 4 years.
Wow, joined by a politician in the booth. The best no answer I've ever heard. Man, you're right in season with that answer. Voting day and everything.
But official announcements coming soon.
And that means nothing, too. Soon could be 6 years, you know. It'll be a throw in here for Simpson. Right in front of the Duke bench. Felt like John Kerr, when he was talking about the fact that Vode was going to come in, and that's Vode on the ball right there. And Vode comes back, and also Simpson. He did feel like Simpson, particularly against North Carolina, really showed him a lot to earn the start.
Absolutely. And he's worked hard all season. He scored the first goal of the season for the Blue Devils, but specifically against North Carolina, he played above his years. He looked like he belonged. He was a difference maker. And I think it was a pretty immediate thing. Coach Kerr knew coming into this game he needed to be featured more.
A freshman from Denver, part of the Colorado Rapids 2 system. I have a tie-in to Duke through the Colorado Rapids, Cedric. I may have told you this before, but I was the voice of the Rapids 96, 97, 98, and my broadcast partner was Tom Stone, who I can't remember if he scored the goal in that national championship game. He definitely was a starter, wasn't he, in that 86 team?
Absolutely. He was definitely a starter.
Was it Tommy Kane who scored that goal?
I think it was Kane who scored the goal. Yeah.
Tom's done a nice job in the college women's game, leading Texas Tech as one of the premier programs, I think.
Oh, yeah, they've done a great job. And as you know, there's another Kerr connection there, right?
Oh, yeah, his daughter played there his final year. Good
played
call.
her final year there.
She's over in Como now playing. Yeah, all three of the Kerr kids playing in the NCAA championship, which is something that he shares with his good friend John Harkes, is all three of his kids played. And then another thing they share is, while both of them were playing over in England, both of their wives who played at Virginia were playing over in England as well.
That was an awesome story to hear. It's a very small world, right?
Indeed.
Dane, North Carolina's taking the early lead over Notre Dame. A couple upsets in the making.
Brewing. So here's Cal. Clements spent time here in Duke. And that shot not on target there from Nishimura by way of Japan, the transfer from San Jose State. There's a good look at the former Duke Blue Devil from Seattle. Gaku Nishimura, number 6 for Cal. Kerr does enough to get it to Simpson. And a foul called against Yaku. Quick switch from Bull Jurgensen, who has proven to be very versatile for these Duke Blue Devils. As a big loss, Axel Gudbjornsson, the giant, at 6'4", a major loss both at center back and up top.
Dean, a loss on and off the field. I mean, he's been with Dean. We got another upset brewing. Wake is just taking up 2-1 over SMU. ACC continues to excite.
Well, and it's interesting too, because the coaching staff for Duke was talking about how, they even felt like they were on the bubble. I don't get a vote and I have very little influence, but to me, Duke's not on the bubble. But he mentioned these teams that are all winning right now being on the bubble. I feel like if they all get wins today, they'll be off that bubble, Cedric.
I agree, and I think some of that from a Duke preparation and perspective is using it as fuel. It's no secret they haven't performed up to the standard they set in the regular season the last couple of years in the postseason. So I think there is a heightened awareness. You've got 16 upperclassmen on this team, so they are coming into this tournament using the lack of performance as fuel for this season. So definitely an intentional focus on making sure they catch a spark tonight.
Touch there from Park, highlighted in the open as he's been red hot for Leonard Griffin. And that's a foul on Park, might even be a card.
That's got to be a card. Bad place for that foul. Honestly, good job by Kenny Hott getting an early touch on it and getting in front of it. Park just a bit late to that one, a little too enthusiastic with the foul. We see Kenny Hott getting a touch, getting a good touch. Ooh, yeah, that's a clear one.
Junwan Park with the yellow card.
And Parks only has started, I believe, 4 games this season. We mentioned how he scored 3 in his last 3, but he's feisty. He belongs in this pitch. We saw him getting it with Vukovic early on. He brings something.
Yeah, if you're ready to get it on with Vukovic, you're definitely feisty. Far side with the right foot. Sent across. Park is offside. Takes the shot anyway, near stick.
Offside foul.
It'll come back to Duke. 24:35 remaining. Kevin Maurer is your man in the middle. Raymond Thomas is on the line. Chris Zerner is on the line. And Dustin Thorne is your 4th official.
Dean, the last couple of Duke goal kicks, we've seen a bit of a switch up. They're not building from the back. Part of that due to Cal's high line, but also they want to get numbers up. They want to keep offensive possession in their offensive third. So Demore has been lumping it up, and they're looking to condense the field early.
Kabusu, after a great job of winning it by Vold, which is what he's in there for. C2 now back over to Jurgensen. Demora looking for Kabusu. Nice flick to Bjornsson. Bjornsson needs to see some blue jerseys making runs toward him. Simpson's on the far side. Can they make that switch? Hot. Eventually work it over. Here's Jurgensen. Back over to Vold. Now Kabusu. Hot. Kabusu. A lot of numbers forward for Duke. They've got to be careful of Cal's transition if they can somehow steal it away here. And Kerr gets taken down. They won't call the whistle there. They'll say advantage Cal. And a good professional foul that time from Hot.
Looked like a foul on Kerr. I'm sure that will come back around in the karmic way the game always does.
Yeah, I agree with you. He was definitely fouled.
No,
go ahead.
No, I was just going to say we saw the effectiveness. Basically, let's look at this again. Well, that was obviously a foul. Strategic, as you said, professional foul from Kenny Hott, and a smart foul to slow things down with Kerr down. But we saw in that last effective build from the Blue Devils, the way it started, they drew them out, went back to Demore, opened up space. They're going to get expansive, find a wing, try to come back across. Now, you called out the quick pivot that wasn't recognized. Max Simpson was the isolation over here on the left, but that's how they're looking to play. Back and forth, and find the isolation and go.
Simpson will drop it back to Jurgensen. Here's Hott finding the pockets in the middle of the field. Now Simpson with a great move around a former Duke Blue Devil. Simpson, the youngster, good squared ball. Kerr, you know, it didn't work out, but the idea, the intention there from Kerr was spot on.
It was, and it's all started with Max Simpson. We mentioned him and Kabusu being able to get up the field. That's you called it. That's a freshman taking on a fifth-year grad senior with a ton of experience on this field very effectively. We see Simpson coming across again. It looks like almost like a little handball there with Kerr trying to get that ball over the Kabusu, but it was the right play, just inches away.
Yeah, just not enough zip on it, and it was hard to do anyway based on his angle, but really good work with his boots right there from Kerr. Kerr calling for it here. Kerr's got Kabusu on one side. He'll use him. Bjornsson making a run down Main Street. Kabusu, nice little move, and he'll earn a free kick. Kabusu's got the extra gears out.
Hey, that's the fantastic move, Kabusu. We see the change of pace, and this Duke team was missing that for a lot of this season when he had the muscle injury early in the season. But that change of pace, and that's on Ortiz. He's a seasoned guy out on the wing. Kabusu, fantastic job putting them in a very dangerous position.
1 assist on the season, as he has not been 100% healthy, but looking really good tonight as we start the ACC tournament.
In this position, I expect this to be Drew Kerr territory, lining up the left boot. He's going to take a swing at this one.
Yeah, he might even, I mean, he's got Bjornsson on the far stick, but he might even be thinking kind of a shot here, and he is, as that almost found the upper 90 of the far stick where Bjornsson was standing.
Oh, he can put those away. He's got a magical left boot. Only scored 1 goal in the season, but at any given point, he can put one of those in.
Drew Kerr scored his first goal of the season against the Tar Heels on Halloween. He'll never forget that.
Oh, never, man. As a local kid, I mean, plenty of teammates, you know, from his prep career on that pitch. It's a big moment for Drew Kerr and the Kerr family.
There's Drew Kerr. He's trying to find Bjornsson. One in the middle there by Vold. Now Simpson, Burns. Simpson just doing his own thing, gives it back over to Burns. Burns, the son of Mike Burns. He was on that 92 Olympic team and that 94 World Cup team. Long time with the New England Revolution, now with Sporting KC. He also wore number 4 for the '94 World Cup team. Touchback over Bjornsson. Just could not get enough heat on it. It will be a corner kick Duke.
Bjornsson just missed that one. Great job by Drew Kerr getting it across the box. Bjornsson wants that one back. That is exactly the type of goal he scores. We see Kabusu getting that into Kerr, who gets it across quickly. He had a good look at that. Just couldn't hit it squarely. And we should see a lot of that. He's third in the ACC in shots with 3.46 per game on the season. Leads this Duke team with 45.
Bjornsson falling back on that service from Kerr. Slow to get up, but seems to be okay. As we have
Dean, we see again Kabusu keeping this alive. Drew Kerr with the quick layoff. Bjornsson had a little bit more time than he thought. Good job by Clements getting there to shut it down.
I couldn't tell, Cedric, if it took one bounce before he went to shoot it. Either way, he didn't get a whole lot of mustard on it.
I think it did. It was a tough ball to bring down that quickly. But he specializes in it. He typically makes that look very easy.
Great defense. Hot. Trying to get it to Bjornsson. Unlucky there because Duke was getting ready to send numbers forward. This after Cal had 3 at the top of the 18. Duke was on the counter.
Well, Cal was in a deficient position there. I mean, that is exactly how Duke wants to counter quickly.
Battle there with Jorgensen and Lukic. And Lukic will earn the whistle. Luka Lukic, grad student.
Yeah, that's an interesting one. That looks like who was the basketball player? Was it Duncan that would pull? No, who would pull the chair out from under you? I mean, that's essentially. But Lukic made it look a little more nefarious than it was.
Tim Duncan?
Yeah, I don't think it was Duncan though. I'm trying to think of the basketball player who's known for essentially pulling the chair out defensively.
Right. I usually pretty good at those kind of questions.
You're typically fantastic at those questions. That's why I lobbed it up to you.
I mean, Rodman did that a lot.
No, he's not! I'm watching too! Talk to your team! The corner for Towns. Will be taken by number 6, Gaku Nishimura.
Left-footed. Bjornsson there. So important for Bjornsson to come back on these corners. Nifty footwork here from Cal. Inside the 18, Kabusu comes over to help. And that'll be enough for Trevor Burns to get behind the ball and take a look. Burns decides to just send it long for the moment. Enough pressure that Duke dealt with right there. They'll make Cal reset and see if they can't win it a little bit earlier, Cedric Burke.
And that was the freshman Noe Morales on that ball, who Duke's very familiar with. He scored the first goal in their first matchup of the season to go up 1-0.
Five shots for Duke, 3 for Cal. 2 of the 5 shots have been on frame for Duke. Cal has not had one on frame just yet. 3 corners for Duke, 2 for Cal. The score 0-0. It's the first round of the 2025 ACC Men's Soccer Tournament, where all 15 teams are invited. They are seeded. And then the final 4 semifinals. Wakemet's Soccer Park, the home coming up for the women, will also be the home for the semifinals and final for the men.
A lot of big-time soccer events going down in Cary, Dan.
Always. Foul, Acito. Those are the kind of fouls, you know, I call them the silver foxes, but it'll get more silver, more gray with fouls when they're going away from the goal, heading toward the sideline. There's just no need for that.
Some of that beautiful silver hair might start falling out if that continues.
I don't know. That's pretty good lettuce.
Yeah, and a lot of it is the position on the field. Just not the place where you want to give up a quote-unquote soft foul of that nature. And Cal is very good on set pieces, let's remember.
Very good. John Kerr going to bring a couple subs in. Corner kick. Bjornsson, who's there again. Bjornsson has been really good defensively here on these set plays for Cal. North Carolina up 2-0 on Notre Dame. So Coach Riley's team at home down 2-0. I'll tell you this, Cedric. I saw the scoreline 2-0 over UNC, and I'm like, that's a big win for Duke. I think North Carolina's a formidable team.
North Carolina's a very good team. I mean, just the ACC in general, any given night, but North Carolina's a phenomenal team. That was a great win.
So Vukovic is back in.
We see a little power and finesse mix on these substitutions. You bring Vuka, the Bass brother, in. Then you got the Italians on the sideline ready to come in and mix it up.
Yeah, there are 4 more players getting ready to come in, including the 2 Italians. It's Alessandro Arlotti, who has started a ton of games, and Leonardo D'Ambrosio. Cal runs into a brick wall there. That's great defending far side for Duke. Good work by Jorgensen.
Bull Jorgensen, named appropriately. Your brick wall is right, my friend.
All right, Don Rakaj coming into the game. Jose Ortega coming into the game. Drew Kerr will come out. Bjornsson will also come out. Kabusu will also come out. So quality for quality, but Duke did take a lot of firepower out with these subs right here.
They did. An interesting move, but I think a clear message that we're going to go deep. We're going to keep players on the field who are getting it done. So Coach Kerr giving a few other guys with a lot of experience an opportunity to make a mark on this game. And really going into halftime, that's what you're looking to establish is who's hot, who's filling it tonight. Let's get deeper on the bench and let's establish our final lineup going into the second half.
Goal kick for Lamb, who we are not expecting to play the second half. Clements. Good cutback there by Callan Lewis, the freshman from Thousand Oaks, California, that came off the bench.
He's got a decent soccer lineage and pedigree, Dean. The son of former national team star Eddie Lewis.
Oh, yeah. Eddie was a big-time player.
Huge player.
Man, you talk about an engine. As a good shot there by Demora. Good work by Cal to get their first shot on goal. And that shot on goal coming from Callan Lewis, the freshman, Eddie Lewis's son. How about that?
Hey, just as you teed it up, my guy. Good job getting in there. I honestly keep watching that run and understanding it was going to come to the far post, and not a bad shot.
I feel like Eddie Lewis was a Bruin like Griffin was. I don't remember, though. Do you?
I'm not positive, but I think you're right.
I might check that Wide World of Webness thing.
I do know post-collegiate career had 82 caps to the national team.
Oh, yeah. No, he was in a great pro, phenomenal pro.
Oh, absolutely.
And I know he's doing something really cool right now, too. I can't remember what it is, but it's something involved in the game. And everybody loves Eddie Lewis.
Yeah. He was one of those standard bearers.
Yeah, so he did go to UCLA. course, he was in the UCLA during those Pac-12 days, and I'm pretty sure he fell under the Ziggy Schmid regime. Ziggy won a national championship out there. Tom Fitzgerald won a national championship. UCLA's won 4. Of course, Leonard Griffin played at UCLA, and Leonard Griffin was the 1 or 2 man. So Nick Carlin-Voigt, who's now the head coach at Portland, was the number 1 to Jorge Salcedo. Leonard Griffin was the number 2. Both have landed on their feet. Obviously a rough time for Mr. Salcedo.
And Dean, that was a phenomenal first touch from Arlotti there to get Rakaj in. Connor Lamb stepped up and shut it down.
Lewis dancing. This is a freshman here. 4 blue jerseys around him, keeps it alive. And then I'll let you finish your point there, Cedric. Sorry about that.
No. Taken
away. Still alive. Oh, and a near post goal for Cal. Wow. Eric Demora. I feel like maybe he was leaning left a little bit and they slid it in.
Dean, that was just a fantastic shot. That was Ortiz over there. He was ACC preseason watch list, coming off of a season where he had 3 goals and assists last year. He's got now 3 on the season with an assist to go along. Just kept this alive long enough and came in and just hit a great shot. Demora had it covered, just couldn't get down quickly enough. That was perfectly placed in the far corner. Had a little spin on it. It looked like it was going central and it spun out, hit it with the outside of the foot. That's what froze Demora.
Ortiz. And I know, Cedric, you met near corner. Those are the kind of goals that goalkeepers just dread.
Oh, absolutely.
Right? Those near corner goals. I always think of, you know, USA did make it to the second round, but Tony Meola gave up a near post goal against Romania in that third and final game. I thought it was going to cost them a spot. As it worked out, they still advanced, but you just do not want to give up those near post goals.
No, to your point, and thanks for that correction. I mean, it is such a hard instinctive thing for a goalkeeper because you're thinking you have this entire side of the goal wide open. You're leaning that way, so it's very instinctive to save those near post goals.
Lewis. And Lewis has brought incredible pace. Creates this corner kick here as it goes off of Vukovic.
Lewis is a player, and it'll be interesting to see him and Vukovic because their styles are so different. Lewis is a shifty, smaller guy, likes to get in the mix. Vukovic is going to have to be very careful standing him up.
Leonard Griffin did it last year, beat Carolina, beat Duke, and next thing you know, they're in the NCAA tournament after a hard-fought 3-2 loss to Clemson. The committee liked what they saw and got him in. They come in at 6-7-2 all the way across. A win would put them at 7-7-2. That would make them bowl eligible, as they would say. However, they have to play another game, so they would. The best case scenario obviously would be to win it, and then the other scenario could be is they could earn a tie, and that might draw some attention. I'm not quite sure the resume is deep enough, but it's not terrible. Well, first of all, when you're playing in the ACC, there's no terrible resumes, I just don't think.
Not at all. And I think they enjoy these trips out to the Carolinas for postseason. But they're building another resume. They just knocked off Stanford. If this scoreline were to stay intact, I mean, they're Dean, as you say, they are working on their tournament resume.
Yeah, Stanford, the #1 team in the country, and Cal getting the win with just their 12th goal of the season. They now have 13 goals against 18. Cal 2-5-1 during the ACC regular season under Leonard Griffin. 6-7-2 overall.
I believe that Stanford win was their first home win of the season, Dean.
Yeah, they like to go on the road. If you're going to get it, might as well get it against your rivals there. Of course, Jeremy Gunn, what a job he's done. North Carolina folks know Jeremy Gunn for the job he did at UNC Charlotte. Vukovic turns it over. And that's Lewis again. He has been brilliant.
I like this Lewis kid, Dean. He's shifty, he can cover a lot of space, and he's fearless.
Clements. Bo Morrison drops it over to DeAndre Pickett, number 28. So Pickett, along with Junwan Park, offensive and defensive players of the week with that 1-0 win over Stanford. Well-deserved awards for both those players. Yeah, you mentioned Cal's record at home and away. They had no problem saying, yeah, we'll go to Durham. We can handle that. 5-4-0 away with 1.9 goals per game, where at home they just, the struggle bus to score.
It's really an amazing stat line when you think about it, especially when you think about some of the travel associated with some of those away games.
Good non-whistle that time from the official. 50-50 ball. Burns. You cannot dive in on Burns because he's just too technically savvy as he tries to drop it down, and does. So good work from Burns. Burns will get it back now. Burns does have the ability to serve pretty good balls into the box. Tried to square that, got lucky enough where it was still won back by Duke. This drop back again here to D'Ambrosio, who came in with Arlito, the two Italian stallions. And a push off there from Aceto. Clean. Good work by the captain, Cameron Aceto.
Being clean, it doesn't even describe that. That was a phenomenal defensive play. He was mid-season Matt Kerman watch list for a reason.
Arloti dropped back over. D'Ambrosio, the two Italians together. Vukovic, a little bit too strong.
Just not his game, you know, not his game there. He's not going to beat three guys 1v3. Would have been wise to swing it back around.
Three or four head balls bouncing around. Now Lewis, who's been brilliant off the bench. Little bump from behind. They'll give it back to Duke.
D'Ambrosio has been good, Dean. We saw him keep this ball alive, and the ball from Burns out in the corner. He's had a couple of crosses, but he's brought some energy in the last few minutes of this first half for the Blue Devils.
He has. Now they need some from Rakaj as well, because he's playing where Bjornsson would be playing. And down 1-0. There's Vukovic with a decent tackle there. Well done. Nope. They still called the foul. No. It was well done. They could have called the foul, but they gave Vukovic credit, which is good. I mean, Vukovic needs to get in some rhythm here, right? Where he's not fouling and is producing, and that's a good sign if he can make clean tackles and have the calls go against Cal.
He needs exactly what we just saw. You know, 2 clean passes, knock it around a little bit. Just a little more play on the ball where everything's not as physical.
There's the big number 6, listed at 6'4", 210. Played for Marshall in that national championship game against Vermont. Seems weird even saying that. Marshall, who, by the way, had won a natty just a few years prior to that under Chris Grassi, who's figured it out. He's figured out the transfer portal, the internationals, not too worried about the 25-year-olds playing a little bit as well.
I remember that Marshall team that won, and just those
Indiana.
Yeah, those are grown men on the field. You know, half of them had professional cup of teas and played overseas, and just to your point, he has maximized the transfer portal and giving guys opportunities with a lot of pedigree.
Vukovic with a little bomb, perfect pass. Ortega finds it. I was just telling you how great Vukovic is. It's that one sent across. Rakaj
My man Vukovic can throw in some finesse from time to time, right?
That was a great ball.
That was a fantastic ball.
Final seconds counting down, though. Quick comment. 1-0 Cal as it's been upset city in the ACC tournament.
This isn't the start that the Blue Devils wanted. They wanted to start fast, and they've obviously had some issues scoring lately. And now the pressure's on. Now the pressure's on for this second half. I think Cal has done a good job. They obviously play well on the road. They're coming.
Opportunity was a header from Drew Kerr for Duke, and the second half is underway. Duke back out there in their familiar all-blue kit. The Cal Bears in white, blue, and white.
And Dean, you're 100% right. That header from Drew Kerr that barely missed early on was the best chance by far for the Blue Devils in the first half. And Dean, if that goes in, it's a different game. You know, so much focus on getting off to a hot start and everything was there, but just didn't finish it.
Koskinen Stadium, Durham, North Carolina, on the campus of Duke with former Duke star Cedric Burke. I'm Dean Linke. And as if I didn't hear enough just walking down the hallway that Tom Stone did score the goal in '86, I have Tom Stone actually texting me saying, and I of course threw you under the bus, Cedric, like instantly.
Dean, we were immediately corrected by a lot of different individuals. But yeah, definitely Tommy Stone scoring that goal.
Kerr. Cal gets it right back. Here comes Cal trying to combine passes.
And Dean, I expect Cal to really raise this tempo, especially early in this half. They have all the momentum. They're up 1-0. All the pressures on this Duke team at home. There would be nothing better than Cal to try to get another one early on.
So let's take a look at this. John Kerr Jr. has kept Ortega in to pair up top with Bjornsson. Kerr is still roaming around as kind of that withdrawn forward. So they changed formations just a little bit. Kabusu stays on the right side. I think that's Simpson way over there. Then you still have Burns and Hott. So they did give a yellow card.
That's an interesting one. So the focus of those changes, Dean, is to get Drew Kerr the ball at his feet more. It brings him a little bit more withdrawn into a true 10 position, so he's not as high up the pitch as a withdrawn 9. Ideally, he gets more possession. He can create more. He gets more freedom. We know he had the green light coming into this game, so expect him to see the ball more.
Bjornsson down on the ground for a moment. So they're going to take a look at it. And one of the things they can look at for video review is cardable offenses.
And Dean, I want to see this one. Did not catch it in real time, but the way Bjornsson, yeah, he's holding his ribs. That was Wilkerson there. We mentioned basketball earlier. That was a bit of a pick in the middle of the pitch. Definitely intentional. I don't think that's a cardable offense. It's just a foul.
No, and I think it would be the same in basketball.
Yep.
Hott and Kerr over the ball. Kerr will step over. They'll use the right foot of Hott. It's a good weight on that ball.
It was a great weight. And for most of the season, a lot of Duke set pieces have gone far post. I've seen a more focus on that near post or middle of the 6 today on every free kick. And there's been some good balls, just haven't been execution yet.
So just 3 minutes in to the start of the second half. One side of the bracket, mostly chalk. Other side of the bracket could turn out to be number 12 seed Cal hosting 13 seed Pitt. That's just remarkable.
It is remarkable, Dan, and again, just speaks to the strength of this conference, right?
Conference is loaded. Drew Kerr trying to move quick. We'll drop it to Kabusu.
Well, a common denominator between this Cal team as well as that Pitt team, they need these wins tonight to get into the tournament. So there's a different level of pressure when you're in that situation.
Yeah, that's really well said. I know that Duke was having trouble scoring goals, but you go into Chapel Hill and get that 2-0 win, I feel like it kind of gets rid of that sort of ho-hum feeling about Duke. Now, obviously, if they lose this game by more than 1-0, maybe a little doubt creeps in, but I just don't think much. I think Duke's in.
Well, especially that was a very heated game in Durham last year. And so that was a big win for these Blue Devils to come back and get a little, even things up a little bit.
So, Cedric, here's my take. Whether it's Ortega or somebody else, I like the notion of 2 being up there because I just feel like a lot of games we've seen here, Bjornsson has been, it's interesting, he's from Iceland, right? He's been on this little island by himself and has not had enough blue jerseys around him.
That's a very astute point, Dean. Bjornsson's at his best when he has someone to combine with. We've seen it over the years, several different players up top, but when he has someone playing underneath him, because he's very good at the quick assist, he gets his head on everything. Obviously, we know he can score, but when he's got quick combinations and Drew Kerr running underneath, it's a recipe for good things to happen.
Oh, interesting. We thought for sure there would be a goalkeeper switch, but it's tournament time. So Leonard Griffin keeping Lamb in there. Lamb's one of their captains as well. Bjornsson had a little touch, sent back, far post. Kabusu's there, back across. As Lamb does stay and go, Bjornsson somehow kept it alive for a second. It'll bounce over Vukovic's head. And now Cal will play it into space.
Blue Devils need more of that in the box, Dan. We see another cross from Duke. That's Drew Kerr on that left boot. Kabusu has done a good job knocking balls back into the mix today. Bjornsson had a foot on it, just couldn't bring it down. The chances have been there. It's just been the execution in the final third, the final product.
Yeah, that was a good highlight to see because you saw the effort from all 3 of those players, capped by Bjornsson, trying to make something, anything happen for his Duke Blue Devils. They need more of that from their big number 9, who has scored some epic wonder golazos here at Koskinen.
And I think the key from this Duke team is they want to play fast but not rush. They want to play with a knowledge of the pressure of the moment, but not let the pressure overcome and consume them rather.
Burns did enough to get it over to Kabusu, who will earn the throw-in right in front of the 4th official's bench. Shots are dead even. Shots on goal are dead even. Fouls are pretty much dead even. Corners are dead even. The only thing that's not dead even is the scoreboard, where it's Cal 1, Duke 0. Nifty little touch to Morales. And handled there by Demora.
Demora's been rock solid. Now, you mentioned Connor Lamb's hand in the game, and I think one thing that stood out to me talking to Coach Griffin before this is his skills with his feet in terms of getting involved offensively, just his distribution. That's what you need to close this game out. So I can understand the decision to leave him in.
Yeah, that's well said, Cedric. And it just kind of felt like he was leaning into Lamb a little bit more. You always ask such good questions, including like leadership, and I felt like he said Lamb first, which I found interesting when he was only playing 45 minutes a half, but not this time. Looks like he's going to see it out.
Well, I asked him who was the extension of the coaching staff on the field, and who's
Right.
the guy when times get tough or is going to corral the troops and bring everyone together. And without hesitation, he mentioned Lamb immediately with a smile. So, I mean, there's clearly a ton of respect and appreciation for what Connor Lamb brings to this program.
So throw in for Duke. They'll get it to Burns, and that man there's got a pretty good smile. Leonard Griffin, really, really nice man. Here's Kabusu.
Kabusu's got to start his move earlier out there.
Looked like an offside position to start. No, the ref, far side, not even thinking about lifting the flag. Hot. We'll drop it back to Jurgensen. Tell me what you mean by Kabusu starting his move a little earlier. What do you mean, Cedric?
Well, we'll see right here again. He's got the advantage. He's an offensive player. Defensive player's reacting. He on the previous play, just got a little too close to his defender before making a decisive move and putting them under pressure. With his dynamic ability, he just has to start that earlier and get in the mix. Blue Devils are counting on him to create something.
Ortega, good stuff, Cedric. Here's Ortega. And denied. So now Vukovic will run it down. Kerr cutting inside. Side of his foot looking for Hot. Defended well there by Cal.
And one thing I've noticed, Cal's got to be careful. I mean, they're sitting in a bit and relying on the counters, where Duke is just peppering him and getting more chances. We're seeing the intensity ramp up, and this momentum could be dangerous for Cal. You feel like something's coming for the Blue Devils.
If you're wondering about yellow cards, just two. Junwan Park got one in the 20th minute, and then here to start the second half, Nishimura got one. Here's a shot from distance, and not quite there. Was that Kerr?
That was Kerr, Dean, and that did not miss Mitch by much. If that would have been on target, might have been in there. But we know he has the green light. We know he has the confidence and ability, and we should see more offensively from him tonight. That did not miss by much. He had that near post in mind.
You know, it's interesting. I dubbed the two coaches, Kerr and Brady, Silver Foxes, mainly because I would show up at practice a few years ago and they would, from 35 yards out, try to hit the crossbar, right? And they would routinely hit the crossbar. And I use that story only as a segue. I don't know if there's a player in the country that has hit more crossbars and posts than Drew Kerr in his career. He's really kind of been unlucky.
That's a very good point, Dean. We know him for the assists, which he's been very successful at, but his stat line could look a lot different if some of these close chances where he hit the post, as you mentioned, go in. Just a guy that's always in the mix creating something.
Kabusu. Kabusu. Oh, pretty good header there as he found Ortega. And Kabusu, he actually angled his body away from the goal to get a better service on that.
Oh, that was a great cross. What did he do? He started his run earlier. He created space for himself to get a clear cross, and we've seen it when he's done it. We saw Drew Kerr almost get him the end of one in the first half. Fantastic cross from Kabusu.
Ortega with 2 goals and 3 assists. Pretty good header from him.
2 headers, the one from Drew Kerr in the first half and the one we just saw from Ortega. Ortega by far the best chances for the Blue Devils tonight.
Cal with decent combination play. Burns will step up for a moment. They'll play it back to Wilkerson. This will come all the way back now to Pickett. And Pickett will come all the way back to Lamb. Lamb? Wow. That was a pass to Cordova.
It was quite a pass. We smiled and complimented our guy Vukovic in the first half for that distribution. Probably an even better one from the goalkeeper there.
Incredible.
Love to see the defenders and the guys in the back line get involved defensively.
Lamb from a really ugly city, Santa Barbara, California. What a place that is, by the way.
Just a terrible place to be.
Spent some time at Oregon State. Here's another shot as it falls to the feet there of Morales. as Morales saw his mate Alfredo Ortiz score in minute 37. He was looking to make it 2-0 on this shot here.
And Morales he scored last time out against these Blue Devils, so he knows he can do it. And that was a quick. Demora had it covered, but that was a good opportunity.
You nailed it though, Cedric. Demora did have it covered, which is what you like to see, as he's going to have to come up with a big save or two here as Duke tries to claw back in with the equalizer. Bjornsson.
Bjornsson's got to get going, Dane. Great job holding that one up, but you mentioned earlier he's got to get some more touches. He needs to get more involved in this game.
So the Orange will travel to Raleigh to take on the Wolfpack as Syracuse winning their game. See NC State with that 3-0 win over Louisville. And this is going to be a good opportunity for the Duke Blue Devils. All right, so new goalkeeper. After all, as into the game is number 21, Marco Brocker.
Brocker the Rocker, as Coach Griffin affectionately called him. And he's the save guy. He's got a .86 goals against. The season started 3 of the 5 games he's played, but as you mentioned, they have a very adequate rotation where all these guys can contribute.
All right, just to clarify too, as we were singing the praises of Connor Lamb, Leonard Griffin didn't change his game plan. He went with Brocker to start the second half. So Brocker with the 6 games played, .83 goals against average, 80% saves. So Brocker, the Rocker, as you say, the senior from the Oakland Roots Academy.
Well, and just as we mentioned, you know, you need a Connor Lamb to connect and get them going offensively. You bring in your save guy when you close out a game, so can understand the switch. As you said, Coach Griffin staying with the script.
Well, I want to completely rewind to that incredible ball as well. That was from Brocker too.
It was quite a ball, and that's not what he's known for. He's not known for that distribution, but obviously has a skill set.
Taken away by Cal as it was a good idea as they were looking for hot, but that was Cordova, the junior from Houston, transfer from Virginia. Off the head of Kabusu, taken down cleanly by Morales. It'll be a throw in for Duke. Under 30 minutes, you can feel the urgency building here for the Duke Blue Devils.
Dean, they just need to embrace the urgency and not let it consume them. Continue doing the small things, winning individual battles, and stick to the game plan. Plenty of time left.
Great move inside by Jurgensen. Tremendous feet. Talked about how versatile he is. Great cut in by Kabusu. Side of his foot. Hot, going far post. Headed away by Cal, top of the 18. And Cal survives it. Well done by the Golden Bears.
But survive is right, Dean. That's really been the theme. They're definitely playing a lower block and condensing more and allowing Duke more time to build. Have to be careful protecting a 1-0 lead because it can change very quickly, and then it's hard to kickstart your offense again.
Burns. Kabusu can get to, oh, thought he had it. Thought he had it, Cedric. Bad bounce.
He almost had, and there's clearly, you know, this is the game plan. They want to get expansive. They want to highlight Max Simpson as well as Kabusu out here on this right side. We've seen Kabusu have the better of opportunities and plenty of possession in the second half.
Still 1-0 in favor of the visitors from Berkeley. Cal 1, Duke 0. long, good chest trap taken down there by Malcolm. Malcolm Zalayet, wearing number 27. Pretty big frame as they try to throw it into Zalayet. Good work by Bull. Bull's got big time feet. His footwork a moment ago, Cedric, quality.
Oh, absolute quality. And as you mentioned earlier, he's so versatile, can really play any position on the pitch.
He's on it now. Can he get himself out of trouble? He can.
Well, he did. He earned the goal kick, very composed.
Yeah. Yeah, good look at number 8, Nikolai Ronaldo Bull Jørgensen from Norway.
Sometimes he can play to his namesake, say he can be a bit of a bull in a China shot, but we've seen the finesse on display as well.
I hesitate to say this with Chad Lampman on this game, but we had that trip to Iceland, then we went to Norway, then went to Sweden with the U.S. team, and I have really cool glasses from all 3 of those places that may or may have not been paid for. Drinking glasses.
Hydration glasses.
Kabusu. Hot. Little give and go. Burns. Drop back over. Kerr. Back to Burns. Burns. A really good service from Burns trying to find D'Ambrosio.
It was a good service. And Dean, that's how the goal appears it's going to come tonight. Every dangerous play has come from a service. And we see yet another.
Oh, it slides in. Bjornsson. Oh, it's offside.
But Dean, it was that close. I thought it was in as well. And every chance has come off of a header. We see again Drew Kerr getting this ball out to Burns. Burns back across. It's Ortega. Then Wolfie on that far post. He didn't miss it by much.
Yeah, he didn't make it anyway. Who was the flag on? I mean, Burns fell out of bounds. You saw the flag up, right, down here?
I did, and I'm not sure it was on. Who it was on?
Obviously, I thought it was in. So close.
Oh, I thought I saw the back of the net move.
Vukovic. Now that's a good aerial battle right there from Vukovic. Straight up and down. That's how he needs to play it, especially now with just 24 minutes remaining. Every foul is time off the clock for the home team, trailing 1-0.
Hey, Dean, he's got to put the jiu-jitsu to the side for 25 minutes and just play some soccer.
There you go. Good hustle back by Jørgensen. And does enough to throw off Zalayet. Number 27.
And Zalayet, he's a force. It's second in the team on points with 10. He's got, what, 4 goals and 2 assists on the season, but he brings such a physical presence. We've seen it on display.
Kieran Bracken-Sarah, the sophomore from Berkeley, is going to come in the game wearing number 15.
Bracken-Sarah, he's got his older brother, Gabriel's playing over at UNC right now.
He's crushing it over there.
Yeah, he's leading career goal scorer on the team right now.
Drop down. Ortega across. Kabusu. Burns. Back to Kabusu. Duke all over Cal at the moment. Kerr. Simpson. He'll drop it to Bjornsson instead. Back heel, trying to get it back to Kerr. Maybe too cute under the circumstances.
But Dean, this Duke team being all over Cal is right. We just saw a few minutes ago, this whole game was being played in a 30-yard space, which isn't what Cal wants. They don't want to sit back on their touchline. They're giving Duke too many opportunities right now. You feel it coming.
Simpson, just not enough pace that time. Grabbed the jersey.
And we've seen a much better job from the Cal right side of the defense, mainly Cinti Clements have really neutralized Max Simpson this half. He had a lot of success getting down that wing in the first half.
Cinti's been good.
Cinti has been good. Ironically, his last match on this field was the loss to Cal last year.
Vukovic. Flicked there by Ortega. Did Ortega get this heavy of a shift against North Carolina?
Yeah,
Okay.
he's been, well, as you know, he's been nursing a few things and he's been in and out, but yeah, he was very effective. When he's in, as we know, he's as good as anyone. So I expect we see him getting, to your point, a longer shift tonight. Kerr's going with the guys he trusts, the guys with tenure. He knows he can put it away. Ortega's already had one chance. Wouldn't be surprised to see another.
Bjornsson.
Bjornsson needs help. He needs to lay off quicker. Does a great job with his back to goal. He can hold it up against anyone, but he's got 3 players closing in on him right now.
Bjornsson shows. And line run will be knocked out of bounds. Sent back in by Jurgensen, far side. Kerr.
Dean, these Blue Devils desperately need a goal right now. Doing all the right things, keeping themselves in position, peppering this Cal defense, but got to see the result to get some momentum.
They need somebody. I mean, Bjornsson, it just has not been his year, right? I mean, he's got okay numbers, but not like the big-time numbers he's had before, and they've kind of had 1 or 2 players on him. They need somebody that's got just like a quick release, and I'm thinking about the guy that played in the first year for the TST for you. You can picture who I'm talking about, right? Chachi, or what do they call him?
Mathers up top, right?
Mathers,
yeah. Hey, man, he put in some good shifts for us. But you're right. That's exactly what they need right now.
Right?
They need a quick turn and release, and yeah.
Give me there.
Kabusu looked like he was fouled there. And they will say it went out of bounds or give it back here to Duke. Jurgensen with the throw into Kabusu. Ooh. They bypassed Aceto to go to Demora. Bjornsson got enough. Great ball from Burns over to Hott. Now Simpson's got Kerr. Kerr has made the overlapping run. They elect to go back to Bjornsson. Don't love that pass because there was 4 white jerseys around Bjornsson. Even if he wins it, what's he going to do with it there?
Again, exactly. Just forcing it. You had Drew Kerr, as you mentioned, wide open on the wing, and you saw his reaction. He wanted that ball back.
Kept alive here by Morales. Morales trying to bend one around.
Morales loves that bending look with his right from the left side. We see it again. We saw it earlier in this half as well. Both have missed, but we can see where he's going with it. But that counter was purely created by Max Simpson choosing to try to force it to Bjornsson versus keeping possession.
Great job by Pickett, DeAndre Pickett, this week's ACC Defender of the Week after the 1-0 win over #1 Stanford.
And Pickett, he had some injuries earlier in the season. Coach Griffin said he's been rock solid since his return.
Ortega. Kabusu. Back over to Burns. Burns, sharp pass to Ortega. Ortega right foot, but right at the goalkeeper. Duke beat North Carolina on Halloween. North Carolina has said goodbye to that game. Check this out, 3-0 in South Bend over Notre Dame.
Wow, what a result. Waking SMU tied up 2-2. That is a game. Both teams, I mean, both Wake and SMU are both top 10 teams nationally in preseason coming in.
So Leonard Griffin going to make some changes, trying to hang on.
And really these changes, Dean, Coach Griffin has to make sure they stay engaged offensively. They keep executing their game plan. They cannot defend for 45 minutes. Eventually it will break.
Junwan Park hoping to get into the game, and he is. He's going to have to wait until the player comes. We're going to let him go in. So coming out of the game for California is Callan Lewis, who really had some special moments at the end of that first half. Off the head of Hot, and it'll be a corner kick Cal. And this is where, for me, I start looking at the clock too. When you give up corners and you're down a goal,
this is where you have to be very cerebral as a Duke team. To your point, you're allowing precious seconds to tick off the clock. Any type of set piece opportunity, foul, stoppage, it's just wasting time at this point in the game.
John Kerr Jr. very explicit about his concern with how good Cal is on set pieces. They bring Pickett forward. They got some big boys that can serve as targets here for this corner from the Bears. Kimura just trying to, he didn't really get a look at it, and they're going to say off of Duke, and it'll be another corner kick for Cal. Vukovic asking if it was off him.
He's the main character, man. Vukovic is going to be involved. I don't think he touched that.
I think it went off Pickett.
Yeah, I don't think he touched that at all.
As it is, though, it'll be Kieran Bracken-Sarah. As Cedric Todia, his brother, playing for Carlos Samuano and the Tar Heels, who are rolling. Demora's going to give him another corner. This is not good, because we started all this around minute 17. Now it's 15:40 left.
Yeah, this is 2 minutes of exactly the point we just made. Very precious minutes right now. And Cal smartly will take their time taking this. He's going to check the flag, make sure it's still there, probably move it around a couple times.
It's like a rugby scrum in front of Demora right now. I mean, look at that. Everybody is standing around him. That's where they send it. Demora gets his hands on it. One back by Cal, taken away by Vukovic. Now Vukovic turns out to make a great pass here. Kabusu. Kabusu turns it right back over.
Great outlet from Vukovic. Kabusu's got to be smarter there. Had Max Simpson or Drew Kerr wide open in the left flank, isolated. Have to get the head up, and again, get your movement started quicker. Find your outlet pass.
Simpson took that pass from Vukovic, then put on the brakes. Now Duke. Bjornsson trying to check up. Kabusu will, it'll be a throw-in.
And to Cal's credit, they're doing a good job with Bjornsson. They're making it look as if he's open, and then they're closing down with 3 players as soon as he receives it. He needs a quick outlet because there is an isolation there because he's getting overloaded.
Drew Kerr can absolutely heave it. So he'll run over it. Really can throw a long ball here, which is a great weapon to have. There's Kerr, kind of a line drive over Vukovic. Now 14 minutes, and man, you can cut the tension with a knife right now for these Duke fans. Oh, man, I thought it was some smoke from the top of the 18.
Ortega almost had a Sports Center worldie. It had all the makings of it. I thought it was in, Dean. And you mentioned the tension in the crowd, Dean. If this goes in, the crowd actually absolutely erupts. Off the volley, first touch, probably not as close as I thought it was, but it was trailing the wrong direction, but a good strike and heads-up play.
Brocker, to his credit, knew exactly where that ball was going and was not worried. Bjornsson with a pretty good idea to head it to Ortega. Goes the other way. Simpson does well to fight back and give it to Duke, and the Duke fans appreciate the effort from the freshman.
Fantastic defensive tracking back from Max Simpson.
Simpson will get it back. He'll find Burns. Jurgensen. Now Vukovic. Kerr, who can really hit it with both feet. Does have a tremendous left foot. Hot. Now Burns. Ortega. And a whistle called against Duke.
You called it, Dean. We're going to watch another minute go off the clock. They're going to take a look at it. But just tons of momentum. You've got Cal Pent back in their defensive third. It's just not a place you want to foul. We see it again. Jorgensen coming in late is the correct call.
Cal Lukic coming back into the game, replacing Zalayet, Malcolm Zalayet. Long ball from Brocker. Kept alive down near the corner flag. And it'll come back to Duke. The Cal Golden Bears, they did it last year under Leonard Griffin as they entered as the 11th seed, beat the Tar Heels 2-1, came over to Koskinen, beat the Blue Devils 2-0, and then a hard-fought loss to Clemson earned them a ticket to the NCAA tournament. That 11th seed, obviously the highest seed to make it to the semifinals. As it sits right now, if they can hang on to this and Pitt can hang on, they would host Pitt in the next round of the ACC Men's Soccer Tournament, where all 15 ACC teams get to join the party.
Dean, not a matchup and outcome I had on the bingo card coming in tonight.
No.
But if you're Cal, knowing what you did last year, just beating Stanford at home, a lot of momentum headed into that game if this score holds.
Bjornsson. So Bjornsson playing as a target, but almost playing more as a playmaker. They need to find him in and around the 6 so he can play as a goal scorer. And that one will go right to Brocker.
Bjornsson's definitely consciously dropping back in, which he has a habit of doing when he's not getting involved. To your point, it takes him away. Keeping the integrity of that position as a true 9, but he will drop in to get more involved. Kenny Hott with a good drop off in there. Another good header from Ortega. Brocker had it.
Cal. Good sliding tackle there from Vukovic.
Substitution for Duke. Back in number 15, Arena Rucker.
And he's going to point to the spot there, and Cal's got a good chance here to put it away as Kabusu got beat and then took down Lukic. I was worried about Lukic coming in for the big body because he's a different kind of player and is going to cause some problems. This could be a big problem here for Duke.
Well, absolutely. I mean, coming in within 2 minutes, he creates what could be a PK. We've said it repeatedly. Just mistakes in time management, game management. Not a foul you want to give up if you're Kabusu. I don't know if that one's going to get overturned.
So Lukic gets into the 18. Oh, that's a penalty.
It's got to be. If you're Kabusu, you have to keep your feet moving there. Stay in front of the ball. He dove for it too early. That just makes it too easy for the referee to make a decision.
So they'll point to the spot. Big moment for Eric Demora, the redshirt senior transfer from Monmouth. Needs to save it here to keep Duke's ACC tournament hopes alive.
Huge moment, Dean. Duke team has had some incredible comebacks this season, but coming back from 2 with 9 minutes would be quite the task.
Cal fans traveling here to Durham. Demora trying to get as big as he can possibly get. Luka Lukic earned the penalty. Luka Lukic on the whistle. Luka Lukic 2-0 Cal.
Cool and composed, Dean. That's his 8th goal in the season. He leads this team in goals as well as points for a reason. And you can see the confidence on the face of the California Bears. They know they just probably created what may be an insurmountable lead. Dean, we see it again. Kabusu diving in early, creating the PK opportunity. Justly given. And then a very composed, had Demora going to his right, went to his left. Clinical PK finish.
Kabusu, Kerr, 2-0 Cal. Cal with that incredible run as the 11 seed. This year the 12 seed. They're so good on the road. They got quite a few fans here as well, so certainly their family and friends travel with them, and that penalty kick could be the end of it here, Cedric.
Should be hard to come back from, Dan.
Kabusu. Let's see right there, Lukic, who drew the penalty and hit the penalty, wanted a whistle. Kerr to Bjornsson. Boy, they just cannot get by that back line back there. Bjornsson.
Cal back line, to your point, Dean, has been incredible tonight. They've done a great job defensively. They've executed. They've closed down. They have not given Bjornsson any time at all. Anytime he's touched it, he's had at least 2 players surrounding him immediately.
Giancarlo Mota is going to check in. The next opportunity for Leonard Griffin. Leonard Griffin played at UCLA. They went to UCLA second game of the season. This is after going to St. Mary's, which is always good. They beat them 3-2. Then they beat UCLA in Westwood. Not easy to do, 1-0. It was kind of like a coach's tour, because then they played San Fran, where Leonard Griffin had coached prior. They lost to San Fran, then came back UC San Diego. They tied them. They beat Boston College on the road, and then eventually met Duke back in Berkeley on September 14th and tied them. Just a little look at some of the early results from Cal.
Now in number 3, Giancarlo Luka.
Dean, you wonder as the clock ticks off how much this scoreline is impacting the psyche of this Duke team, with so much focus on performance in the postseason, so much focus coming into this game, and then this be the current result.
Weighing on him a little bit, right, Cedric?
Yeah, how can it not?
It'll go off of Duke. We are approaching under 8 minutes remaining in the game. Leonard Griffin's team up. SMU now 4-2 on Wake Forest. Pittsburgh trying to hang on for the final 5 minutes, which would mean they'd be heading to Berkeley this weekend.
A lot of decisions are going to be made if that scoreline holds. And I think Wake Forest is most certainly a tournament team. They were #1 in the country a few weeks ago. And here we are.
Off of Ortega. You're finally seeing what I call the human element. Some hanging heads a little bit here.
One focus of Coach Griffin was making sure they played for 90 minutes. You know, they've had times where they've checked in and out of games and had strong first halves and vice versa, and not as good.
Ortega right in front of the Cal bench. And everybody all over Ortega.
And Dean, you mentioned the human aspect and the frustration. That's purely a frustration foul. It's going to be obviously a card. Players have to keep their head. That's the red. Now Duke is playing down a man. Just from a senior, have to keep your composure more in that situation.
So Jose Ortega shown the red rather. The senior from Bethesda, Maryland. Ortega coming in hot here.
Yeah, Dean. Yeah, just bet. Worst place on the field for that foul, right in front of the Cal bench.
I mean, it's definitely a card, but the ball was past him.
Unfortunately, I don't see how that's not a red.
Yeah.
A
lot of speed.
A lot of speed. His boots are in the air. Essentially a two-footed tackle.
So a red card issued to Ortega. So obviously there was a little bit of pushing and shoving after the fact, but fairly controlled. And what will stick is the red to number 13, Jose Ortega.
Dean, just a frustration foul with emotions boiling over. But just too many self-imposed mistakes from this Blue Devil team in the second half. Whether it be the fouls where time's running off the clock, unnecessary corners, unnecessary fouls, and now if this holds up, have to play down a man the rest of the game.
All right, so the red stands for Ortega. Yeah, Lukic came in there hot, so he was the first one to just come in to basically say, don't be doing that to my teammate. So I kind of understand that yellow. Lukic was the first one there.
Yeah, it's an earned yellow. He was defending his teammate. There were no fists thrown. He came in, he grabbed him pretty aggressively. That's a deserved yellow. But ultimately, the spirit of it was defending his teammate.
Yeah, so yeah, you saw on the bottom of your screen, Lukic. Yeah, so watch, as soon as it happens, he'll come right in, go right at Ortega. And did put his hands on him. So yeah, that's a good unwind to add a yellow there, I think.
Yeah, yes, it's an earned yellow. And I say earned because he wanted that yellow. He was standing up for his teammate. He was sending a clear message there.
7:03. Duke down 2. We'll have to play the rest of the game. Down a player. Ortega, for the moment, will sit on the bench. They don't make quite a big a deal out of that on the college game. Oh, my, that's another great shot. As
Dean, to your point, they're not making a big deal of it in terms of letting the continuity of the game go on, but they are going to get him out of here. It looks like they're giving that instruction on the sideline now.
Bjornsson comes all the way back and then ends up turning it over. Now Cal with 6:30 and a 2-0 lead. Lukic has it ripped by Aceto. Bjornsson squares it, but nobody home. Duke down to 10 men. Morales has it ripped. Burns has Kerr. Kerr will earn the throw in. Kerr trying to find somebody open. More subs coming in for Leonard Griffin. Isaiah Thomas, the junior from Germany.
Dean, everything is contagious in this game. To start this half, we saw a lot of positive momentum for the Blue Devils. It seemed as if a goal was coming. And then just like that, here they are, and the momentum's completely shifted where Cal now in a position where they just have to manage this game for the final 6 minutes.
And to Leonard Griffin's credit, I mean, bringing in subs, kind of understanding the situation, the right kind of subs that can work the system, maybe keep possession a little bit, maybe run down some long balls, also lock down that back line that has already been in lockdown the entire game. I think Griffin has used his bench really well.
Well, one comment that really stood out to me from Coach Griffin about the Stanford win, rather, it was the right win at the right time. I look at the subs he's made tonight. He's made the right subs at the right time in the right moments.
Kerr pounds that off of Cal. Lukic earned the PK, scored the PK to make it 2-0. Now Lukic with a little drop off here to Serra. One back by Kabusu. But time is an enemy now of Duke, plus the fact they're playing down a man, down 2 goals. Kerr. 50-50 ball. Kabusu to Bjornsson. Bjornsson now. He's kind of got eyes in the back of his head. Decent pass over to Rakaj. It'll be a throw-in. 4:20 remaining. 2-0. As there have been some upsets in the ACC tournament. We will check with Will Black on that Pittsburgh score. Simpson. 88th minute, still 1-0 Pitt. Taken away again by Cal. Cal with one more pass to make. Good job by Bo Jorgensen. Want to thank our producer Will Black, Nick Forbes, Zach Powell, Blake Woodard, Matt McCullough, Rob Gray, Chris Dubois, Ivan Pacheco, Ryan Givens, and the one and only Chad Lampman. Played into space.
Dan, you mentioned the body language. We see a lot of heads drop now. Just a general malaise is taking over this Duke team.
Cedric, here's the deal. You and I, we've been doing this long enough where I still go back to the RPI. And the other thing is they haven't lost a ton of games. You know, they haven't won a ton of games, but even in those games, a lot of them were 0-0. Their 2 L's coming in were called quad 1 losses, so there's value in that. This one won't be, but I mean, Cal's coming on, right? They just beat Stanford, and now they're going to beat Duke, and they're going to have a chance to have a home game. I still think Duke's got enough on their resume sheet to check enough boxes. 11th toughest schedule in the country.
Yeah, Dean, I think if you look at the complete body of work, and, you know, we all have recency bias, especially when it comes to tournament time. And let's be honest, they haven't been the best over the last few weeks. But if you look at the complete body of the season, they are absolutely a tournament team.
Kerr! Brocker, wow. Stayed with it. Kerr just smashed it.
Smashed it is right to show you the velocity on that ball. Brocker was right there, was right at his hands, and he nearly tipped it into the goal. What a left foot Drew Kerr has. I mean, that was close. Good job by Brocker to bring that in.
Yeah, Brocker with the concentration of like Julian Smith, that wide receiver for the Buckeyes. That kind of concentration.
One minute remaining.
1 minute. The Golden Bears did it last year. They know and knew what it took, and they have executed to perfection, Cedric Burke.
Perfection is right. They had a game plan coming in, and they've executed. You know, therefore they've been the better squad tonight. Obviously, Duke had, I think, the better build for most of the game and had the most quality, especially at the start of the second half. But Cal has done a good job executing and taking advantage of opportunity.
Quarterfinals will be November 9th. Specific game times, check your social media for your respective teams. In this case, the Cal Gordon Bears, who are going to host a home game in the ACC tournament as a 12 seed. That's amazing as they beat Duke 2-0.
It shows, Dean, any given Wednesday, right, in the ACC tournament, amazing things can happen. Not a result I expected coming into this match, but a well-earned victory from these Cal Bears. They perform better when it matters. As simple as that. Now they're going to host a home game with a ton of momentum, just beating Stanford at home. A very winnable game against Pittsburgh.